Hello everyone, welcome back to Red Lock. We're now in the quarterfinals losers bracket with probably one of the most tense and pretty interesting match that I feel like it will probably go all the way to tiebreaker between Zecks and ExiaXD. Obviously not the actual names because name changes happen, but yeah. Wonder of Fire, Wonder of Fireblaze. I think these are actually the wrong. I think this is actually just the wrong match selected. Because I'm pretty sure Zecks and Exia have the same names still. It's my difference. There we go. This curl is more with the info I gathered, yes. The Zecks and Exia, seed 12 versus seed 18, really close in seeding, but overall they have their differences. While Exia seems to be better at mechanics, a bit better, but lacks a bit on tapping, where no, Exia is a bit better at tech, where lacks in tapping, and then Zecks is just slightly better on tapping maps than Exia, and just overall has been more consistent throughout the map pool and qualifiers, as he has been a lot better on the DTs compared to what Exia has been managing to do, and that Nomatsu, where Exia has underperformed quite a bit compared to what Zecks has did. In general, everything else seems to be relatively similar between the two players, so it should be interesting to see how they perform. Obviously, the ranks are a bit different between the two, but it's fine. It should be a really interesting match because in the round of 16 they've actually performed quite well compared one to another. There hasn't been that many differences in the map they had similar. It is noted that both on the Nomad 5 and the DT2 Zecks has performed a bit better than Exia by around 200 to 300k depending on the map, and then on the Nomad 1 Exia did quite a lot better, where they were one of the top scorers on the Nomad 1 compared to what Zecks did. Then again, the number of players that play each map is different, so getting a certain number is on a map is maybe not as impressive as it was in qualifiers, where Exia managed to get that Nomad 4 fourth spot on Nomad 4, I should say. But it's still impressive to see that even so far into the tournament, they both still managed to perform absolutely incredible on a lot of different maps. But yeah, getting into the bans, Zecks banned the Nomad 6, which is a lot more of a gimmicky Nomad map. Maybe not exactly what they would have wanted to play against a player like Exia, who is really good on mechanics. And then obviously Exia banning the two more difficult tapping maps in the DT2 and especially DT3, which is really stamina heavy, which could get really difficult. Last ban is Hidden 2 from Zecks, both players performing around similar on Hidden 2s, so getting this Hidden 2 ban from Zecks maybe is more of a security rather than actually being scared of Exia on the Hidden 2, but it's notable to say. And we get straight into probably the most expected pick, which is the Nomad 5. They're getting into Cenobite, probably one of the more famous Goshen maps out there. The 237 BPM, absolute stamina drain, finger control. It has everything. This is the speed map around this star rating. I feel like everyone has at least heard of it, if not played it. It's an absolute finger death. I don't even know a word that I could describe it to. You definitely need to be an absolute insane tapping player to be able to play this at full performance. And these players, of course, they are here already in quarterfinals. They have the skill. So let's see how that goes. I assume Exia won't do that well, but let's see what Zecks can provide on this Nomad 5, as we will get right underway. Good luck, have fun in chat, and we will get underway with the Nomad 5. We get underway. Both players are managing to hit the start pretty well, but the difficulty will only start to scale up the more you get into the map, as well, especially with the stamina needed for this type of finger control at this BPM. Exia already finding a break is only shows more proof of that, as right now Both players are actually really similar in combo, but then again, Zecks only had that small little slider break earlier, while Exia had a miss and a couple other slider breaks. It is noted that on the other stream we also have Jimara versus Reputation, so if you want to watch that, that's also available, but this match is also really entertaining. I suggest getting two devices and watching both of them. But yeah, getting into the next tapping section, Exia actually has the combo advantage right now, but the accuracy is kind of dragging them down quite a bit as they can't manage to gain the score lead back, and with that break, it's just gonna leave Zecks with such a big advantage with a 99.3 accuracy going into the halfway point of the map and the combo to help them just snowball the lead into their direction. It's clear that Exia lags a bit on tapping, but not as much as you would have expected, considering so far Zecks has won and has done a lot better on the tapping picks compared to Exia, but Exia's holding their own quite well. Unfortunately, just not as good as what Zecks is doing, and Zecks is absolutely kind of just destroying this map. I mean, a couple miss aims, which led them to a couple break, but it's still a comfortable 200k score lead that is only increasing in their direction as their accuracy still maintains at 99 even after the whole length of the map. So yeah, first point is delivered on a pick that was a bit predictable. Zecks does win the Snowball 5 as we get into the last challenging section of the map, just before the end. Both players managing to combo really well, but Zecks is truly in a world of their own as they maintain the 99 accuracy throughout the whole length of the map. 2 miss 12 100s is really strong on a map like this, and one slider break as well, which they've had in the beginning section. But yeah, I don't think they'll waste any seconds of their precious time, as we will get right into Exia's pick, and we'll go into the HR3. This is the more friendlier precision map out of the KT Jester special with Tiferet. This one being only 6.5 compared to what the HR2 precision is at 7.9, which that is truly a precision map. This one is just a little bit more friendly, and I feel like we will see a couple more of this type of mechanic picks from Exia. I don't know if we'll see the HR2 from them, maybe, probably we will see something similar like that, but yeah, this is HR3 and we'll get right underway with it in just a second as the players say good luck, have fun in chat. So here we go. We're on the way with HR3. Map starts really slowly, but then again amps up, kind of similar to the Nomad 5, but a bit more on the mechanic side. So we'll probably see Exia do a bit better than Zecks, as we see Zecks finding the first break. So far the accuracy is really similar. We see a slightly miss aim from Exia, which does find them a break, and then another one right after, maybe the nerves after the break, but Zecks does trade them a bit later, so advantage still for Exia. The accuracy have evened out to those, so now it's everyone's game accuracy wise. It's all gonna come down to the combo gaming of these two players as we get into a bit more into the map, and everyone is hitting the control patterns quite well. As we will get into the actual key eye of the song, we actually find the slider break. A slider break could be quite huge, as Zecks is still holding the combo and in this small little build up right before the key eye. Both players hitting this really space hold control part. Except finding another break though. With the combo from Zecks, you can just run away with it, finding a break just right after, but the damage is done. There is a lead between them now. It's not an advantage of Exia. So if Exia can't recover this, it will just be gone, and they find another break. Zecks has a couple more seconds to live in this map. This map being just under 3 minutes. It's definitely gonna help them quite a lot. Exia's keep finding these random breaks. As we see Zack as well finding a break of their own, but they're finding much less breaks than what Exia is, and yeah, Exia is just not exactly feeling comfortable. There's little left in the map, and I don't think there's enough time. Even with that break from Zecks, it's gonna be really close. It's stagnating there at 30k. You would have to see a break from Zecks if you want to see a switch over. There's a bit of back drops from both of them. It is 18k, it's going down closely, but I don't think there's enough combo left in the map. I think it's gonna just stop at 10k, and with that break from Exia, it just solidifies that really close in the end. But yeah, we will get to see the first breakpoint on the HR3, as Zecks had really nice consistency throughout the length of the map, even though they slightly felt a bit uncomfortable and had a couple slider breaks here and there. Exia just had so many more misses and slider breaks compared to what Zecks had, so in the end consistency was on Zecks' side on this map. So we'll see how they respond. We'll probably see a Nomatsu or anything other. Probably another one of the DTs. You have to be careful though about the DTs, since Exia can't play DTs. It's mostly about the tapping DTs that they struggle at. Is the tapping that Exia truly has problems with, and it is gonna be that Nomatsu that I've mentioned, which is gonna be Zecks' next pick. We'll see Xi over the top. As all Xi map goes, there will be so much absolute... Oh, how do I put this into words? Good song, amazing tapping map, it's always gonna be Xi. And the difficulty name only adds to it as the mythical... How do I put it? Mythical 4-dimension diff will forever plague every single Xi song, especially ever since Freedom Dive. So yeah, this will be just another case of this with over the top. 4 minutes of 200 BPM tapping, 202 BPM tapping to be exact. Both players have shown that they have. Zecks already has shown that he's quite capable at tapping, but Exia has also shown that he's not exactly the person to be underestimated on a tapping map, as we saw at the beginning of No Mod 5, where he held his ground quite good. But it's gonna be the stamina that might be difficult for them on this map, as this map is quite long, and the KI sections are really long, and the streams can get quite difficult for them if they are not prepared for it. So far, surprisingly, we've seen a couple lag drops from Zecks, but this map is all about the consistency of tapping and the stamina available for these two players, as we will get into the small little build-up just before the actual KI section. Both players hitting the bursts and the long streams. They're matching each other quite well, but now the accuracy is on the side of Zecks, as we've seen a couple ag drops. They did get surprised by the small little spacing at the beginning. Oh, we see a missing, which leads into a motlog from Exia though. And that's gonna be really bad, especially on a consistency map like this one, because I don't think we'll see a break from Zecks in a long while, unless we will see them break into this KI section. Exia finding another break on aim. Oh, Zecks mixes on the horizontals, but Exia trades, so, and with the act drops as well, it's looking really bad as we get into the Ki section. Exia just constantly finding miss aims and just finding misses here and there just from miss aims, getting note locks on stream just from the miss aim. It doesn't look like they're struggling on tapping, at least not yet. It's mostly the aim that's keeping them behind on this map, as they've missing quite a couple of flow aim patterns, which costed them quite heavily, and now they're so far behind. And with that streak of 50 streams, I feel like it's quite over, and we're barely 2/3 in. But yeah, unfortunately, Exia not exactly not as good of a tapping player as Zecks is, unfortunately. We've saw that consistency being lacked on Metal 5, which is definitely a lot higher BPM than this one, but here it's showcased even more, and it's already been pointed at by the bans, where the DT2 and the DT3 have been instantly banned by Exia, not wanting to leave any more tapping maps, or at least pure tapping maps for Zecks on the table, as they would have probably finished in a similar fashion to what the Nomad 5 and this map will finish. Again, I have to mention that Exia is still a really good player at tapping. It's just that moments like those, like we just saw, cost them so much. That slight difference in consistency between these two players. Zecks in this last third of the map, they've also been having their share, but I think it's mostly to nerves. But yeah, if Exia at the start of the map managed to have the consistency they've had for this last third, I feel like this map would have been a lot closer. But yeah, unfortunately, it's gonna be another point for Zecks. That's 3 in a row right now, going into Exia's pick. Are we gonna see another breakpoint, or will Exia finally find the footing on their pick to climb a bit back? Because right now it's not looking good, and they think hidden free is the answer. Zecks did ban that hidden too, but I feel like it's mostly due to discomfort rather than them being afraid of Exia on the hidden. So this one could go both ways. They have had really similar scores on the hiddens in the past, so I feel like this one should be not really that different. It is a more mechanical pick compared to what we've seen so far. So we will see if that helps Exia in a way where they can find their footing and manage to find a pick where Zecks truly feels uncomfortable compared to what Exia is feeling on this map. But we will see as we get right underway. This map is also really long. It is tapping flavored, but it's more leaning to alt tapping rather than actual pure tapping. And so far, there's clearly a lack of comfort from Zecks, as they quite struggle to maintain the actual BPM of the map, where they kind of just over tap the alt patterns a bit. Maybe it's also a reading issue, but yeah, so far the advantage is all in the accuracy, as the combos are pretty similar, except for Zecks having a break on one of the first sliders. So yeah, right now, as we will get up into this small little build-up, both of them absolutely hit it, as we will get into the tricky stop and go alt patterns. Both of them so far doing really good, but the accuracy is dragging Zecks down. They keep dropping these 100s here and there, and Exia is just absolutely destroying this map so far. Oh, but there goes Zecks. Zecks unfortunately dropping there and then finding a miss right before the slider section of the map. Meanwhile, Exia is still still holding the FC quite strong, already 1/3 into the map. There is hope for Zecks, but they have to see a break from Exia now, and they also have to see at least a bit of a substantial act drop from Exia as well to just help them solidify them coming back. There's the break, gets traded though instantly by Zecks. This awkward aim section of the map is catching both players off as we see another break from Exia. Combo unfortunately just barely in the favor of Zecks, and it's not enough with the accuracy currently. It's not gonna be enough. That break might be helping though, as Exia finds another break. So now Zecks has the combo in their favor. They just have to hold for as much as possible and hope only for more breaks from Exia. That's the only way for them to come back right now. The pressure is on right now. I think both realize what's at stake. If any of them have at least 1 second the leaderboard on, their nerves are probably gonna skyrocket to the max as Zecks misses on the slider streams. Exia finding a break right after on the aim control part, but it's just the lead is still in their favor as Zecks finds a break. Exia as well trades them. It's constantly trading in this part from both of them. But yeah, if they continue to trade, the lead will only maintain in Exia's favor, unfortunately. So Zecks will not be winning this pick, but that's good news for Exia as they will finally get to win one of their own pick. Really close map from these two. It could have gone both ways, but accuracy has led a huge factor in this because I feel like Zecks has lost at least 50k from Ac alone, and that would have helped them quite a lot in this map. But yeah, Exia has been consistent throughout the whole length of the map. In this last half, they've been a bit more inconsistent compared to what they've done before, but overall still really good performance. Almost 400k on the hidden free, and moving now, Zecks has to respond, has to continue maintaining this lead, and has to continue gaining to be able to win. So we'll see what will be their next pick. They will want to go into another tapping, since tapping so far has been going absolutely amazing for them. But the issue is most of the tapping maps have already been picked and banned. So what do you go into once every tapping map has been absolutely exhausted? We'll go into that DT1. We'll go into probably one of the more iconic songs of all time in Osu. We will go to Gold Dust. This difficulty has been played with so many different mod combinations. It has been played as free mod, it has been played with easy, it has been played with hard rock, but here it's the DT1. Probably the most comfortable DT1 that players could have at this skill level and SR range, so we'll see how they manage. It has a bit of tapping, but I don't think it has enough tapping to put Exia into a lot of disadvantage. As we've seen with the hidden free, they are definitely capable of tapping, and even on the harder tapping maps, they've definitely shown that they're capable. It's gonna all come down to the aim battle between these two. Who's gonna be more comfortable on this old-styled, more linear type of DT map? which is this is peak mapping, by the way. I absolutely love maps like this. We need more maps like this. But yeah, Exia might not be agreeing with that one, as they are the first one to find the break in this map, as Zecks is continuing to XC, but he finds a break, instantly traded by Exia though. So all to play for right now. Exia still needs to find see a break from Zecks, which they do find, 2 of them actually. So if Exia can maintain a bit of combo, they will gain back the lead, and they do. Right at the break, 940 score at the break. That's the difference. That's how close this map is. Obviously Exia is holding a lot of combo right now, so they will only snowball that lead forward, as Zecks is now trying to recover what he has broken, and with another break, now it's all in the favor of Exia, and Zecks keeps finding breaks, and Exia will only continue to just gain more and more advantage as we get into the last quarter of the map. I don't think they will find any more breaks. There goes one, but there's 100k point difference that they have to just recover, and Zecks just finds a break right before this little section here. And I feel like that's GG, well played for this DT1. Exia will manage to get their own break point as well with this DT1. Definitely not the pick that I would have expected from Zecks, considering that on DTs they've both been really similar, and maybe not exactly the smartest choice, both with identical accuracies, but different numbers of 100s and misses is the reason why. And yeah, Exia on this one managed to get that bit of better max combo with that when they held such a big section of the map where Zecks had no combo, so they just managed to gain back their lead and run away with it. But yeah, we'll go into another really heavy mechanics pick with this Nomad free gem fatal. I feel like the SR does zero justice to this map. I feel like this is one of the hardest maps in the pool. At least mechanically, this map is insanely hard. It has everything. It has control alt, it has slider aim, it's super difficult. This is about as mechanic of a pick you can get in this map pool. And we get right underway. Early break from Exia, but thankfully for them, this is a 3-minute 30 map, so anything can happen. And with the difficulty of this map, we will only be expected to see more breaks. So far, so good for Zecks though, who has been holding throughout this intro. We'll see how they do going into the first KI section. So far, so good. Exia has managed to recover the combo, but here comes the actual difficult part of the KI. This has been only the preparation part, and we will get into the actual part. Both of them hit the really long flow ult section as we get into the actual KI section. Both are absolutely popping off in this. Zecks finally finds a slider break to their name, and that instantly gives the lead to Exia, who has been on their tail ever since that break at the beginning of the map. Oh, hello Dio.
Hello there. I saw we still had the match going on here, and that other match, Jimmy versus Repursion, is already over. So, quick 6-1 for Repursion in that match. Figured I would come on in here.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. Like they must have instantly picked absolutely everything because like it's finished a lot faster than this one. We're barely on our 6th pick right here with the Nomad 3 from Exia, and yeah, they've overall been performing so well throughout the length of the map. But this map is so absolutely insanely hard. I feel like it's one of the hardest maps in the pool because it's so mechanical.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to see how scores work out on this. This is also one of the longer maps in the pool. No warm-ups plus a lot of short maps made that other match pretty quick, but
I think we didn't have warm-ups for this one either because I haven't seen it. So I think we just went also directly into this match, but maybe we just took a bit more because we had a bit more of the longer maps. We had that Nomatsu get picked. We also had the hidden free, which is also pretty long.
Yeah, it is. Speaking of, we're coming into the ending of this map. This is a somewhat long pick, and it is very close. 25k in favor of Exia going into the ending now, and Zecks finds a drop on that big flow aim pattern right before the ending. I think that's going to make it a lot more secure for Exia. Does find a couple of drops at the end, and the score lead now going back the way of Zecks because of those drops. But there's no substantial lead here in any way for Zecks. Not a big combo lead, not a big act lead. That's a more substantial combo lead. Wait a second. Oof. Is he going to steal it at the very end of the map? There's only a 5k score difference now separating them. Is the object density high enough at the end here? I don't remember. There's barely any objects at the end of the map. Just a couple of sliders left. Is there enough time? Is there enough objects?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. 600 points for Zecks, and that is a massive breakpoint, 4-2 in his favor.
I think like that's the absolute last possible moment where the score could have switched over, and yeah, Zecks gets this one. They've been performing really well on this map. They've been really close from the beginning, where Zecks took a bit of the score lead, but then he came back to Exia, and then he came back to Zecks, and so far, so forth. It just went back and forth throughout the whole length of the map. This map has been absolutely insane from both of them. Both of them performing really well, getting 340k on this map, but Zecks just managed to get that consistency at the end, which mattered quite a lot.
Now into Hard Rock 4 for Zecks. This is interesting because both of these players, I think, are really solid Hard Rock players. Exia also is kind of a Hard Rock and Speed player, Hard Rock Stream player as well. So this is an interesting pick. I think Zecks is probably overall favored on this, but Exia definitely has a chance at a breakpoint on a map like this. Intersect Thunderbolt Remix. It's got some old map stank to it as well. It's a Snow Note map. It's quite an old one. 250 BPM, mostly triples for the bursts in this map, but with a lot of high spacing 1/3 streams in the latter half. This is mostly a hybrid aim map. Lots of snap aim at 250 BPM, lots of flow aim at near 190 BPM.
Yeah, but both players are really comfortable with 190 BPM flow aim. It's just a matter of which one is gonna have the consistency for it, because we've seen so far in the match Exia lacking a bit of consistency on the tapping maps, where in the Nomad 5 they did manage to hold their own quite well, but just not enough consistency. Same with the Nomad too. But yeah, already beginning the map, Exia finding an early break and a couple of act drops where Zecks is pretty much absolutely in the lead and looking really comfortable.
Yeah, not over till it's over though. This first half is very easy on the flow aim. You can see just kind of some flow aim alt jumps in this part of the map, and then some snap aim diff spikes. But into the second half now, we're about to get into the 1/3 stream section after a little bit more of this somewhat easy patterning. This is deceptively hard. There are still lots of easy places to miss here. That burst! Oh my god! He knows it's over. He knows it's over. That's GG. And Zecks is just still full comboing, by the way. Okay, never mind. My bad.
The note lock from Zecks as soon as you said it. But yeah, no, I think that's like the moment you miss the last note of that burst, Exia just mentally just
Like, that's a tilter.
That's over. It's so over. Gang it's so over.
Yeah. Yeah, losing that breakpoint by 600 points into missing the last note of that 5-note burst. That's actually mental boom. That's mental boom material right there. And you just gotta hope for Exia that you don't let it get to you, but it's so hard not to. And very clearly he was frustrated after that burst.
Yeah, it's just not it, and the frustration will only come building up because they've been performing really well. It's just the consistency factor where they've lacked a bit behind Zecks, and it's really gonna just build up, and now going into the 1-4, another mechanical pick coming from Exia. They have to win this. They lose this, they're out, and this is do or die for them from here on forth. So we'll see how they perform, but the mentality, as you mentioned, it's gonna be a big factor in this 1-4.
Yeah, this is the tech map in Nomad. A lot of focus on kind of tech stream flow aim in this map. A lot of cut streams, a lot of really high spacing and aim control focus in these streams. So do have to be on point with the flow aim in a map like this, and hopefully Exia can hold on to that focus and bring this back. Even though you lose the Hard Rock 4 like that, it's still only one breakpoint, right? This is not actually that big of a point lead. Yes, it's 5-2. Yes, it's match point, but this is only a one breakpoint lead. So you just take that breakpoint back on the next pick. You just win your own picks. You go to tiebreaker. Easy, right? So you just have to have that kind of mentality and not let yourself get too down by, oh, it's match point. It's 5-2. I lost the breakpoint like that. I missed on the end of the burst. And hopefully he's not too down on himself here. Early AC lead for Zecks. This map, you really have to combo the first half as well. Second half of this map is, I think, significantly harder than the first half here, and that is bad. That is very bad for Exia. This kind of an AC lead plus no combo in the first half is now nigh unwinnable. I don't want to say it's over, but this is a really, really bad game state for Exia on this Nomad 4.
I feel like it's as about as bad as you can get, because Zecks has the hack advantage and the combo advantage, finally finding a break, but it's still the hack advantage that will come down to just the score lead building up in favor of X, even with the combo being in their favor, because it's gonna only come to them so much slower, since their max score is now absolutely destroyed compared to what Zecks has in store, even with the break. And with that break from Exia, it's just, it's looking absolutely grim, and I don't think this is winnable for them.
No, I think that's probably just GG. 120,000 score lead, no combo for Exia, and that is going to be it. And like I said, it's that lack of combo in the first half. If you don't FC that first half of the map and your opponent does, you're probably just cooked, because this second half, everyone misses in that last quarter, basically. And Exia knows. GG.
Yeah, really unfortunate to see, but it's just the way that sometimes it's just the way it crumbles sometimes. It was really, really close now throughout the whole length of it, but it just came down to consistency, where Zecks has shown a lot more consistency on every single pick throughout the whole length of the match. Maybe the only pick they've struggled on was the DT one, which was their own pick, but it is gold dust. It can be quite tricky to aim, but everything else they've absolutely been crushing it, and it's a deserved win for Zecks, and it's unfortunate to see Exia just getting eliminated here in quarterfinals, but one of the two had to get eliminated, and unfortunately this time around has been Exia. So commiserations for them, and congratulations for Zecks for advancing forward. They will have another match tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot the exact schedule because potentials has been quite a lot. Tomorrow 20 UTC against Rikai, so stay tuned for that one tomorrow. Apart from that, we still have matches today. We have one match at
4 UTC.
4 UTC.
At 4 UTC for Linva versus Wukio. So yeah, that is our last match of the day. We'll be back in about 4 hours for that match. But once again, congrats to Zecks. Thanks, Exia, for playing, and good luck to Zecks in that next matchup versus Raikai. We'll see you all back here at 4 UTC for the last match of the first round of Losers Bracket this weekend.